Okay. So moving on. Left Eye stories. When she came around death row or the row, when Suge got released, do you have any stories about dealing with her?
Yeah. So Left Eye. Let me tell you how Left Eye came around. Because it was this a crazy phone call. She called up to the office one day. She was at a hotel in Beverly Hills, somewhere. Santa Monica. I think it was Santa Monica. And Suge went over there and went and talked to her. She was around every day from there on. Uh, she was in a, having issues with this producer named Steve Stouts, who I guess was managing her, or maybe even signed to the record label. I forget the dealings, but she was mainly real upset with Steve Stouts, and so she was like, "Suge, I need you to help me get out of my deal." She was mad at the girls at TLC, with Chili and T-Boss. They wasn't really getting along. And so that's when Suge and her came, and then they got romantically involved. Um, and matter of fact, I had rented him a spot on Wilshire. Supposed to be me in this spot, right? Next thing I know, she living there. And so that was cool. I had my spot in Marina Del Rey. So I was cool. Um, and so she was living there. They were staying there, and they got cool for a little while. I mean, we talking a 3-4 month period, if that. Andre Horizon was tripping the whole time, calling, you know, send her home, let her come home, crying all, just like old Puffy was doing with Misa. They all start calling the office trying to get them, want their women to come home. And so they got together. She started writing or doing work, and he was getting different writers for her to write stuff for her as a rap artist on an album that he was going to try to put out on her called Nina. Nina. And Nina was a firecracker, though. Nina was big on that cleansing. She didn't believe in she believed in the type of stuff where the food that she ate was very healthy. Uh, she was big on baking soda and stuff like that to use to clean herself. She wasn't into douching deodorant and stuff like that. Y'all say, why you say douching, Reggie? Well, y'all know I don't mind speaking bad on people, which I should. But I remember one time when he said, Reggie, look at that bitch over there. He said, I just nutted all in her 3 or 4 times. She just got on, put her clothes on, put her panties and pants on like nothing happened. And he just laughed. I was like, boy, you crazy. And but she was big on stuff like that. Or not big on stuff like that, however you want to look at it. But she was a little fatal. Matter of fact, Suge was still doing what he was doing out there in the streets. And so, remember one time he didn't come home. Well, a bunch of times he didn't come home, but this time I guess she was fed up. And I had built him this little penthouse on the top of the office, at the office where we was at. It was plushed. I mean, it looked like a $3,000 to $5,000 a night hotel room that I had built on top of the building. And somehow she had access up there because that's where they used to kick it at a lot. And she went up there one day and tried to set the bed on fire. Burned a $2,100 blanket all up. Luckily, I don't know how my security got up there to find out, that it was smoking. They was able to put the fire out. But she was trying to set the death row building on fire. Or maybe just that little room, that little spot or the bed or whatever. But who knows, with fire, you don't know what it could have caused. But that was Nina. Nina and him ended up, I think their relationship got a little bit too violent, where unfortunately she ended up leaving and going back. And that's when she went on her little trip and had that traffic accident. But she was very aggressive, very opinionated, little firecracker. She was really a little firecracker. But I kind of liked her. She was cool, though. She was always respectful and quiet. But she used to give that nigga a run for his money. But he liked him like that. Oh, he loved him like that. That's the type of woman she'll love. They turn him on. The ones that fight and talk it. And there's just something about that woman. Those type of women that get that nigga crazy. But yeah.
Okay. Um, can you tell me a little bit about what happened at the Soul Train, I believe it was 1999 award after party, where there was a situation with Snoop's Bodyguard, I think?
Yeah. So it was the Soul Train Awards after party. That's the night y'all always hear where y'all don't hear so many different people that knocked out Nate Dogg Tooth that night. But it was Keita Rock from Rolling 60 Crips that got into it with Keita Rock that night and knocked Nate Dogg Tooth out. But it was a bunch of people fighting. My nigga K-Down was fighting, Pooh Ryder, a bunch of my boys from 2Ps, they were over there tearing stuff up. Of course, Buntry and Trey and all of them were there. And so we got into it with a bunch of those Long Beach dudes. And that's the night also that after they got into it, and Fabian, who was one of their big new security dudes that was around, he the one that eventually shot Swoop G in the leg. He that dude took and was running with Nate Dogg. And so I knew Nate Dogg always had a gun on him. So I'm seeing them and I'm chasing them down. And so that's when me and Fabian drew down on each other. And I was like, nigga, you better drop it. I'm about to pop your ass. And then that's when Santa Monica PD, I remember this. I can see that white cop face to this day, where they had assault weapons, little like mini Mac 10s or something. And he pulled that out. He said, you better put that gun down there. And somehow Fabian and Nate Dogg jumped in the car real quick and got away. And that was also the night with Warren G getting all mad, talking about he didn't, yeah, okay, Warren. Nigga, you was like, I'm Dr. Dre, brother. Let me in. Nigga, nobody knew who you were, Warren, back then. Even though you still got one of my favorite storyteller songs there is, Regulator, you and Nate, but those white folks didn't know who you was. And you was trying to get in the car and stuff, but anyway, I leave it there because I like Norn. I mean, I like, what's that boy name? Warren G. He's always cool, stay away, stay out of trouble. But I know that night he was running and he was scared too, but I listen to other people come on and tell the story. Because niggas always want to say, I don't even know you. People, I know I don't know you. You wasn't around us. But anyway, he was around 92, 93. I wasn't around then. You're right. I didn't come around till 94, 95. But you know who I am, Warren. Stop faking the phone. And so anyway, we pulled the gun though on Fabian and them. They took off and ran. And that's it. But that's all that happened with us, that night. Yeah.
Okay.